Do you think Tyreek Hill is going to hit 2K yards this year?
I would say I can see both situations. Like, I think I lean towards yes, though. Like, I think he'll have a couple more, like 180, close to 200-yard games. You know what I mean? You get a few more of those in there. You get it. I think that's what I see it happening.
Okay.
But then I also could see, a type of thing where he gets really close, like 1880, 1900, missed it by a little, just needed, like 100 more yards in the last game. He didn't get it. I can definitely see that too. I think I lean towards that it's going to be the opposite, though. I think we're going to go with this. He's going to hit the 2K. It'll be an exciting, fun moment. Wow, rejoice. We're speaking into existence because that's what we want to see.
Okay, Miami wins the Super Bowl and Tyreek Hill breaks the record for 2,000 yards. Does he retire? He always was talking about that in the offseason.
Wait. Fill me in on this. Because
he was basically saying, like, he just kept throwing out the word retirement a lot. Like, and it was just like, it seemed like if he, now I'm not going to say this for sure, but like, I got the vibe that like, if he accomplished these things, like, why the fuck would he keep playing?
See, I feel like
I don't want him to, but
in a weird slight way, I can kind of think of that too. I'll say this though. If you were a Dolphins fan, you can't be mad at it.
No.
Because, that's my thing is, I think he's made it very clear. Even last Thursday night game, or was it, I'm mixing up Thursday night with the Friday. So it was the Friday, the Black Friday.
Yeah.
He was literally saying after the game, like, look, like, I don't care about none of this other stuff. Like, I literally just want to win a Super Bowl with the boys. Like, I think that it's like when he does, maybe, but it's not like he's not gonna until they go do that. So it's like, best thing is, hey, if you're a Dolphins fan, you that's all you can ask for. But I don't think you would do it right away. I think when you're playing like this and you have a chance to like really go put your name in the history books with like career numbers, almost like I get you're saying why keep going.
Yeah.
But almost like why stop?
I know. I feel
you know what I mean? It's like you could look at it either way.
Well, Hill and Waddle both had 100 yards on the day. And you put down that they were the only wide receivers to catch a pass.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, the other two were literally one of their. And I should have wrote down who it was. I have a lot of notes to do. Forgive me, guys. But one of the others was a halfback and a tight end.
Okay.
With like minimal receptions, like 3 of them combined each. So basically, this whole game was just Jalen and Tyreek. I mean, that's just hilarious.
The single season rushing record is 17 touchdowns, right?
Is it?
I mean, what didn't Jamal Williams?
I was going to say no. That Jamal.
No.
Because that was the Lions one, though. I was going to say because that was the Lions.
Gotcha.
But like that's why I put that down here is because
that's what I was thinking.
He's definitely on potential pace to break the record.
Raheem Mostert up to 13 touchdowns this year. Crazy.
That is insane
for being a 31-year-old. Yeah, especially
Raheem's career arc has been absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, it has been wild, and it's like. It's just crazy, like these type of guys, like they just when they fit in a system, it just works. But let me ask you, why do you think the Tua MVP narrative is done?
I feel like over these last few weeks, it's like I think it's kind of shown what it is this year. Like Tua is very important in what they do. He's a very good quarterback now. He's definitely evolved a lot. But I feel like he's kind of exposed that he's not the most valuable player. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's very valuable to that offense and he's very valuable to what they do. But at the same time, everyone in the league right now, I just think it would be very unfair to say Tua is the MVP at the moment. I think these past, these past few games have kind of confirmed that.
I feel you. I feel like if he had more touchdowns on the year, if he was sitting at like 27, 28, maybe you could make the argument by the end of the year that he would. But sitting at 22 right now, not going to do it for the MVP race. Their defense has really been turning it on these last couple games.
They have. That's what I want to talk about though. Unfortunately, where it's like when you lose Jalen Phillips for the rest of the year at this point. We already talk about the lack of edges, lack of elite edge play on this team. And I know if you're a Dolphins fan, you're going to tell me, but Dobbs, if Van Ginkel's going to come in and he's going to turn up for us. And I get, okay. But like reality of the situation is that I don't think anybody's going to replace what Jalen Phillips is doing this year. And I think Van Ginkel has a bunch of very good reps, but consistently the same impact as Jalen Phillips, I don't think so. And again, like, if you've been following, the only thing I've been saying that I worry about with the Dolphins is that lack of elite edge presence.
Yeah.
So I feel like that this, in my opinion, spells big trouble for the rest of the year because in that loaded AFC, it's just, I feel like you're going to miss him a lot. But on side note, the Dolphins did have 7 sacks in the day.
I think also like, and I think I said this earlier in the year, like Fangio's defense is very complex and it takes a long time. And I think they're finally finding their stride. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think that is going to make the Dolphins just a lot harder to beat later in the year as a defense that is improving and finding their stride. It's not like they got hot earlier. They're getting hot now. So
no, that's for sure.
very sad. And it's funny you put this down because that is like the perfect way to describe it. And I was thinking this. What a depressing fandom, the Jets. Just brutal. Just brutal watching this.
No, I mean, I feel for them so much. Like, there's so many things we could talk about with this. But yeah, again, I mean, so I think the thing we got to start with is like, yeah, well, when the defense plays this hard, the quiet quit has got to be coming sometime soon, right?
Yeah.
Because we talked about this last week. We'll talk about it again. I mean, it's like you are only going to be willing to throw your body on the line so many times, get another concussion, break another bone, right? It's like before you ask yourself, everyone's going to look in the mirror and say, why? Why am I doing this?
Right.
Like, there actually is no immediate future of doing that this year besides my own personal pride. Like, literally to the sense of what am I going to help this team accomplish? And that's a terrible thing to say, but it's true. Where sometimes you got to put yourself first as anybody in anything in life. And when your team's not holding up their end of the bargain, it's exactly what the defense is going to start doing. They're going to start quiet quitting. Because that's the thing is, I want to be clear. They have such a great unit. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. But I'm just saying logically,
I mean,
they got great, like their coordinator's been going absolutely crazy this year. I mean, or he's earned himself some major money. But regardless, it's like,
well, it's like what we were talking about. Like, at some point, you can only bend so far. You're going to break. And it's like, if the offense can't produce points.
well, it's like, and then I wanted to ask you, like, what was the point of the Zach Wilson bench experiment?
Okay.
Like, genuinely curious. Like, if you were just going to ride out and say, fuck this, I'm actually just willing, I want to lose as many games possible for draft stock, then I would have gotten it. But I still would have not really gotten it, but still kind of gotten it. But with like bringing him back after you, like, it's just, that's so stupid.
I understand like why you bench Zach Wilson. I don't understand why you do it for Tim Boyle when you know you're probably going to get the exact same thing. Like, if it was Mike White, that'd be different. Because remember what Mike White threw for like 300-400 yards last year? Like,
what were they doing not retaining him?
Bro, why did the Jets should have went and got Josh Dobbs?
No, I mean, there are so many things about the Jets this year. It's malpractice. But I think it's funny because I want to talk about this.
Okay, I have one more thing after you do because I think it goes with this point very well.
Like, I really really want to talk about this because, you know, mine is very much along with that same thing too. I'm starting to see a lot of Jets fans, and I'm not just saying like a few. I want to be clear. Like, I'm going through Jets fan page. I'm going through like comments, and I'm seeing hundreds and hundreds of this, where it seems like Jets fans, let me know if I'm crazy, but it seems like there's almost a consensus. Like, even if Rodgers comes back, when he comes back, I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about, well, you know, he can come back next year. So when he comes back next year, right? I think consensus seems to be among a lot of fans. It really does not even matter. Like, there are so many fucking things wrong with this team.
Yeah.
That bringing back Aaron Rodgers is almost like it doesn't even matter at this point.
So that's what I was about to say. Like, my thing is, I'm almost glad that it's almost, and I'll say this, it's almost better Aaron Rodgers did not play this year because let's say the Jets win enough to make it to the wild card. They maybe win one, lose it. It doesn't really matter. I think with the way the season has went, you are able to see how bad some of the areas of this team are. So it's like, it's not like if they, you know, let's say there's some tension because things didn't work out later in the year. A-Rod played the whole year. You cannot. Now this makes it very clear what the issue is. The offensive line is horrid.
And
horrid.
It's more than just that. That's what makes it so sad is that it's not, I feel like the O-line is definitely the main thing. Don't get me wrong. I'd say what, 75%?
Yeah.
70? But then the other 20 I'm talking about on offense, other 20, 25, man, let's just call it for what it is. All those Packers that they signed?
Allen Lazard. I mean, man. Like, someone was saying they understand why Corey Davis retired.
No, yeah.
He knew what it was going to be.
Like,
damn.
This.
Sorry, Jets fans. I really don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, at this point, it's almost just a waiting game to see if anyone gets fired this offseason. Because, I mean, really, it's like, do things change if someone doesn't get fired? But then also, again, I'm a realistic guy. On the other hand, a lot could change when Aaron Rodgers comes in, even with the same coaching staff. But like we say, even if a lot changes, is it enough to go all the way? Because if you don't go all the way, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to wait and see.